Okay. All right, just want to let you guys know of the upcoming meetings. We've got a software meeting on November 21st. It's been a while since I've had one of these. There is some key important features coming in the next few weeks that we're going to want to probably talk about at some point. So I've scheduled a meeting on November 21st to talk about any software upgrades and improvements. And then we'll do our calendar year end meetings on December the 5th. Hope you don't mind. I kind of took it upon myself to schedule these meetings on the same day for the last couple and probably from here on out. Hopefully that works for everyone. If for some reason it doesn't work having these meetings in the afternoon, or you'd like to request a different time, like 2 o'clock or whatever, let me know. I would like to have these obviously convenient for everyone. So, let me know if this doesn't work, but, going forward, at least they're tentatively scheduled to be on the same date, the payroll meetings and the fiscal advisory meetings. So, let me know if that causes a problem. Next year's meetings I've already scheduled as well, listed here. So you can put those on your calendars going forward. I will send out invites on those usually a week ahead of time with the agendas and things and the PowerPoints, so that you guys have those.
So the April 10th is during August.
Is it really? I thought for sure I looked that up. All right, well, Julie says April 10th might be a no-go, so I may reschedule that one. But I'll keep you posted. Okay, next I guess not just me, both Tiffany and I have been receiving communications and things from different various district members directly to us over the last couple of months. Just wanted to give you a reminder to use the fiscal@laca.org email whenever you send in questions. Just because we, may be on a leave that day or on tied up with another issue. It's just nice that both of us get copied on the help desk email type tickets. Also, when you use that email, it creates a help desk ticket, which we kind of use here to, evaluate the departments and things like that. So we use it for tracking historical purposes, just a lot of different reasons. Just very helpful for us if you use that. It's kind of time consuming for us to manually create a ticket after the fact. But we're trying to be as efficient as we can with, the questions coming in. So using that email address is definitely the best way to reach us if you want to reach us by email. You can also call us if you need to, and using that typical fiscal line is the best way there. We also wanted to talk to you about llama access, or access to the state software products. If you have staff that have left the district and are no longer going to need access, the best way to get rid of that access is to delete their account in llama. Whereas if you've got a staff member that's maybe moved to a different department, is doing something different and needs certain access revoked, enter a revoke request in llama. So that's just kind of a common reminder for access related issues. If you have new staff that needs access for USAS, USPS, or equipment inventory, you can request that access through llama. We've got all of the accesses they would need available that you can request there. If you guys ever need us to change any data within your software, which we don't typically like to do or want to do, we want, all of the data that's entered and changed to be yours completely. But if for some reason you need us to change something, We need to be sure that access for fiscal authority to change is given to the person who is requesting us to change that information in your database. Otherwise, we probably are going to say, hey, we need to hear from the treasurer or hear from, so that we make sure that we're hearing that request or getting that request from somebody with this access level. The auditors typically ask me every year, kind of what kind of information we update for districts. And typically I tell them we don't do anything for districts. We try to leave that to you guys. But if we do, we make sure that we are getting that request from a user that has given us the authority to do so. So there's that. A brief EMIS update. 5-year forecast window is open and due by the end of November. We've got some a link here to the instructions that we've posted on our website if you need some assistance doing that. Also, the financial data review is open through October 11th. A lot of you might be asking, what is the financial data review? I'm just going to defer to this link here to ODE, which will give you some information on that. Some of you do this every year, others don't. I don't know what the impact is if this isn't done or signed off by the treasurer, but I should let you know that this is something that's, that should be done by October 11th. And then we kind of talked to your payroll staff this morning about the staff reporting collection, which is now open through the end of January. So if you have any questions on your staff reporting, feel free to let us know, and we'll do the best we can to help you out on that. Another big topic, we're getting a ton of tickets, questions related to the new employee self-service software. Let me just go here. I have begun to add some helpful resource documentation on our ESS website. As well as I do know that state software is updating the user manual basically on a daily basis. But I am also adding some helpful procedures here. We went over a couple of these this morning. But if anybody has any issues with, certain procedures within ESS, let us know. And if we have enough people asking about something specific, we'll just create a document for it so we can help you all out. There is the ability now to self-register for any new employees at the district. We have heard some feedback from a couple districts saying that this works pretty well. One of the differences between this software and the kiosk is that it asks for the employee ID when you're registering. And we have noted, we've got a document on our website. One of those helpful resources is about self-registration. And we do put on there, that the employee number is required and that it can typically be found on the pay slip or provided by the payroll office. Hopefully that doesn't cause you too much of a headache. But that is a piece that's required to self-register in this new software. Just in case you need to know, there is a box, I'm gonna zoom in, on the registration form that says is externally authenticated. I've got in bold red print here to make sure that that box is not checked whenever they're creating their account with ESS. Since the ESS account is just like the kiosk and isn't tied to any other username or password, it's not externally authenticated in any way. So if they check that box and try to register, it's not going to work for them. So they have to leave that unchecked. So if there are any issues with that, feel free to let us know. For the most part, a lot of the user issues that were a problem the first few weeks have kind of died down. And, we're not getting a lot of questions. A lot of the district managers are now fully trained and understand how to, help out your district users. And it seems like everyone's being able to log in pretty well for the most part. This morning, we also talked about a new feature in ESS called District Leave Analysis. So those districts using ESS for leave requests, this is similar to a feature that used to be in the kiosk. We kind of covered that this morning, but there is under leave management, a district leave analysis, which will give kind of a snapshot of what the leave balances are for your employees and how many leaves are in process. You can kind of drill down for more detail and things like that. So we kind of did a little demonstration about that this morning, but if you guys have any questions as you look at that, that's something that a few districts have asked for and they've since added to the software. So that should be pretty useful going forward. We also have the spreadsheet out here that I look at on a daily basis for any enhancement requests to ESS. Whenever I meet with state software, I use this to kind of bring up the important, most requested topics that that you as the districts have been asking for. And I also kind of make sure I check off here if something's been added or whatever. But if you have anything that you come across that you'd like to see fixed or enhanced or added to the software, feel free to access this at any time and, add what you need. Okay. So, I also wanted to take this time to do a reminder about equipment inventory. On our website is the documentation on how to close the inventory fiscal year. If you have any issues with that, it's a pretty simple process, and most of you have done that for at least a year or two by now. But after you've entered in all of your items for the year, the closing documentation is pretty straightforward. Let us know if you have any issues closing the fiscal year in inventory. I noticed some of you have and some of you haven't for FY 24. So as the rest of you begin closing your inventories, let us know if there are any issues. For the most part, also, I will say that budgeting questions have been fairly minimal this year. Here are links to our website on that type of documentation. I will say, we've had our budgeting meeting in the spring, and the documentation I update on an annual basis, so it's up to date. Everybody seems to be doing that fairly well, but there have been maybe a couple questions here and there about getting budgets entered. So if you come across anything that doesn't seem to be working right, or you just need a refresher, call us up anytime and we'll take the time to help you out with that. So there was a new feature added to USPS. A lot of times we get calls from treasurers each year asking about pay accounts. And so there's a new report. I'll just log in to a database here and show you where that's at. And this is in USPS. It's under the reports menu and it's called the account history report. So what this report is supposed to replace is the report that's located in the report manager that some of you were using. That was called the account history report, and there's a version 2 That was like an improvement over the original version. So this version is supposed to replace that. It works. I do know for a fact that it works a lot faster. So I know where those account history reports from the report manager a lot of times would take a couple minutes to run. This is a lot quicker. You can enter a date range in. So if you're looking for something fiscal year related, you can enter that date range here based on the pay periods or the pay dates. You can filter this by pay group or by specific employee, but I think a lot of times you guys try to run these for certain accounts. And you'll filter by account down here at the bottom by clicking this plus sign and entering in the accounts that you're looking for. You can enter in, one account or several. I also think that, if I recall, the percentage sign wildcard also works. Oh, yes, I guess it says right here, wildcard account selection, use the percent sign as the wildcard. So that works as well. So you can choose which account you want to run this for and generate report. I don't even have any good idea of what I want to sample on this, but you can kind of play around with this if anybody has any questions or issues, specifically based on your account history creation. Feel free to let us know, but that should be pretty helpful for a lot of treasurers out there. I know that was a pretty highly requested thing as an improvement on that throughout the state. The next item I kind of just added the other day after I sent this out to you guys. And that is that I've begun to talk to our technology team here on setting up multi-factor authentication on the state software products. I know that auditors are hammering down on this quite a bit right now. And quite honestly, I haven't got to the point where I can test this out yet to know exactly what it's going to look like or what it's going to do. I've started setting up test databases, and I'm trying to work with my technology team on how we're supposed to set this up for districts. But we obviously want to test it out first to see how it works before we kind of present that to you guys. I just wanted to let you know that it's something that we are looking into and should have some answers soon. So, if your auditors are talking to you about this, it's something that we should have some resolution on fairly quickly. What I would like to do once we know how to set it up and what it's going to look like once it's set up, I'm probably going to reach out to you one by one and set this up for USAS, USPS, and inventory. So I don't really have too many answers right now, but you'll probably hear from me in the coming months on getting this set up for your districts. Please note that we're not driving this. It's just, we understand that you're being asked to do this from the auditors. So we're trying to help the best we can to get it installed soon. Finally, maybe most importantly for some of you, that we are willing to print the W-2s and 1099s again this year, likely in the future. I guess I haven't really looked too far in the future, but we're definitely going to print them this year. So some of you may already know, LACA will be changing locations at the end of the year. My only request, and I've been told this is going to happen, is that I have a working printer available to me the first 2 weeks of January, so I can get these printed for you. So we'll cover the year-end steps in December, the first week of December. And then, once you have those files available for me, I will work on getting those printed out and distributed to you guys so that you can have those sent out by the end of January. A little reminder for districts is to get logged into the IRS site, because you're still going to be responsible for getting those 1099 files submitted to the IRS. I put a link here to the login site. If you've got your login information available, make sure you can log in. You don't want to wait until January to do this and then realize that you don't have what you need to log in. There were a few districts who maybe had some treasurer changes last year, and you were trying to update the information on your TCC. We've got some instructions on how you can check on that. So, let us know if you have any specific individual district questions related to this. I mean, we're kind of limited on what we can help you with, but we'll try to do the best we can to understand your issue and help the best we can to get you logged in. But I would definitely try to attempt this now as opposed to 2-3 months from now. And then finally, this is something I kind of have this slide on every one of these, but maybe I don't spend enough time on it. For those districts who are still using RAM, we will still continue to support RAM. However, we do want to make sure that USAS has a requisition workflow system built into USAS that works pretty well. The ESC is using it currently, and other than some device-related viewing issues, as far as the workflows and how to set it up and the emails that get sent out for approvals and things like that, everything works very well. And it's all there within the USAS program. If anybody's interested in taking a closer look at that, let us know, and I'd be happy to talk to you and give you a little demonstration on how it works. We'll talk about maybe what's necessary on setup and getting it installed within your USAS. I mean, I do know some of you guys use SC View as well, and if that's working fine for you, that's great too. But for those who either don't have a workflow program set up or would like to move off of the RAM product, just something for you to think about as far as requisition approvals go. Okay. That being said, I don't have anything else. Sorry, only taking up 20 minutes of your time, but I didn't want to cancel this altogether. I wanted to kind of make sure we covered some of these important topics. Does anybody have any questions or have anything they want to talk about? All right, that's all I got for today. Let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.